Right, coming up on my show now, we have another special guest, and I'm delighted to introduce an indie pop artist. He is called Saint Arnaud. He's busy because he's not only got a single out, but a new self-titled album out as well at the same time. Welcome to my show, Saint Arnaud. Welcome.
Thanks, Danny.
Welcome to my show. How's life treating you today, and where are you situated in the world right now?
It's great. It's a beautiful British day here, actually, in Western Canada, where I'm at. We have a bit of a socked in gray day, but it's beautiful. And I'm about 12 hours drive from Vancouver, Canada, inland.
Wow, fascinating. And you have a new single out called the Midwest Superstardom you're busy promoting. How's it going with your radio campaign? You're doing a lot of interviews with radio stations and magazines.
Yeah, more than I've ever done. So, I'm talking to you right now. That's big news for me. So, thanks for
Well,
having me. I'd say it's going great.
yeah, likewise, it's always a pleasure to, have guests on my show. And with your new single, Midwest Superstardom, what's the story behind this record and how it reflects you where you are at musically?
Midwest Superstardom is a great track to kind of represent where things are at. Um, the album itself is self-titled. I feel like this is our third album. I feel like it's time we finally kind of say, "Hey, we've come into our own. This is the mature sound we want." We'll hope to keep getting better, but this is the first time I want to put a stamp on it, say this is us. And Midwest Superstardom, the song, really talks about going, okay, you're here. Is that good enough? Maybe you're a regional touring act. Is that enough for you?
I'm with you. So yeah, it's you're in a good place, and this album reflects where you are, at present. Best way to be the present, not in the past or the future, but right here, right now.
Yeah.
Perfect, got it. And Midwest Superstardom has an acoustic mid soft rock feel to it. Was that the tempo you were aiming for when composing this record?
I think so. It was kind of about making a slightly sarcastic country song. And I guess that tends to fall into that mid tempo acoustic sort of thing. We have a lot of country music here, which really isn't me, but it felt fun to dip my toe in that water.
I see there you got a selection of guitars as well. So guitars they can be classified as acoustic as
Yeah.
well. And yeah, that's what I like about doing interviews with artists. They know what they are, they know what their style is, respectively.
Right.
Cool. And yeah, onto your Midwest Superstardom. I believe you actually shot a video on location for this record. Was that good fun?
That was lots of fun. Yeah, my friend Colin Waugh is so talented and brought out all the tools and toys for us. So, yeah.
Yeah, do check that out on your YouTube channel as well. And when you're doing gigs, do you do many gigs? Do you get an opportunity to play this song live? And how does it receive from the audience?
We haven't played it live yet. I'm really excited to. We've been working on the live show to include lots of songs on the new album. So I hope people will have watched the video or see us live and then go watch the video after. But I'm really excited to play that live.
Great. So when you do come out to play this song, Watch This Space, then we will look forward to seeing it be premiered at concerts near them.
Of course. Thank you.
Cool. You also mentioned your new album is self-titled, and a few artists release a couple of albums when they get to a stage where they feel they're at that right place to, name an album after their name. And did you feel that was the place where you are at the moment?
I think so. You look back at your first album or your first art project, whatever it is, for whoever's listening, that first time you tried something creative and you probably look back and you cringe at it. You go, oh, that's what I sounded like. That's what I looked like. Maybe this will become that too. But today, like you said, we're living in the present. I feel really proud of where this project's at right now. This group of songs right now, I wanted to put the stamp on it. There's no rules.
That's so cool. And how many tracks are on this album? Because it's an LP basically, and
Yeah.
the listener gets like, a good length of listening time on the album.
Yeah, well, the value's packed in there. We've got 12 full songs for you.
Nice, a good dozen. That is such a good number.
Yeah.
And well, how was the writing and recording process of the album? Like how long it took to put together to release date as well.
Oh, I'm slow. This was probably a 2 year, 2.5 year process for me. Piecing together little snippets of ideas on my own and then getting the bandmates involved, then hitting the studio, then there's so many little steps, and people probably do it way faster than me, but I don't care about that. This was our process. It takes some time, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Like Saint Arnaud, you do it. Arnaud, you do it at your own pace, and you got the end result now, which we're talking
Exactly.
about. Let's talk about some of the tracks on the album. The second one on the album is called "How Lucky."
Yeah,
Features a nice trumpet as well on the record. And would you say this song looks at the glass half full in life?
for sure. That's exactly what that song is. That's all it is looking at the glass half full and bizarre little scenarios, bumping into the girl in your building and just enjoying that little conversation you have and looking up at the sun. It's an intro, close to the intro of the album.
And a one line review from Ear Milk, which was a publication, mentions the album has a feel good, you know, indie anthems that turn your day the right side up. So again, you were saying that's a vibe you were aiming for.
Yeah, it's one of them for sure.
Mm.
I like to temper that with a little bit of a wink too and a grin. So yeah, lots of upbeat though.
Mm. And I must ask, no night is complete with a bit of karaoke. Where did the inspiration come when composing Karaoke Night? That's another track which caught my attention on there.
Oh well, there's so many good dive bars out in the world. I hope we've all had a chance to step our foot in. And this one's about kind of having fun with somebody in a group setting and wanting more out of the relationship, but you might just have to settle for having fun at karaoke night. Maybe you're trying to impress them and maybe that's all it is.
Yeah. Have you ever written a song about kind of like, where the person you like just wants to be friends?
That's kind of what karaoke night's about.
Right.
You kind of have to go, well, when the night's done, when the song's over, I guess I'm going back to my own bed and that's life.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, to me
I
myself.
hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, and your track, it's cool as well. Someone commented it has a smoky cool Paolo Nutini feel to it.
I'll take that all day. Yeah.
Great. And the final track on the album is called She's Got to Wait as well. What's this song regarding?
That one was the most collaborative writing that I think is on the album with the other bandmates. It was trying to kind of be a coming of age song. And if you're familiar with the artist MJ Lenderman, he's been very popular lately. It's trying to sit more in that indie rock um, spirit. And it's just kind of about it's not the right time. It's not the right time for this or that in your life.
And did you think it was, the perfect round off for the album, to feature as the last track, save the best to last, so to speak?
I don't know if it's best to last, but it's a thematic ending.
Mm.
It's so tough to say what's the best. I have favorites, other people have favorites, and when we start playing them live, there will be new favorites again. But I think it's a really good end cap for the theme.
Good. And penultimately, can you tell me and my listeners just one interesting fact about yourself? It doesn't have to be music related.
One interesting fact. Okay, I'm also an accountant. That's
Oh,
very exciting. But yes, I'm also an accountant.
and does that come in very handy, when you're managing like your music affairs?
It actually does. There's so many people. There's so many super talented musicians, and they just need to get a little more organized. And I feel like, well, at least that's one thing we have is we can stay pretty organized. So that's good.
It's a good asset to have, it's because it is a music industry after all.
Yeah, but maybe not the funnest fact, but that's my fact.
Great. And social media platforms, I must ask, where's best for people for you to follow you? Just find out a little bit about yourself and your music as well, of course.
Sure, Instagram is our most active. spot. You can also find us on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, but way better to be listening on your radio station like you currently are.
And we're happy to support that as well. So, St. Arnaud, I think that's everything I wanted to ask you for today's show. Thanks for answering the questions, to the point, and it's always a pleasure to get upcoming artists, especially from around the world as well, just give their music that little bit extra push, exposure to the listener.
Right. Well, thank you so much. And we hope we don't have to be a worldwide artist too long. We'd love to come be a local act for you at a live show. So,
That'd be great because I know you said you were interested in doing a few shows, to showcase this album as well. So hopefully we can see you, at a town or city, somewhere, in the UK or Europe. All right.
Of course.
Brilliant. Thank you. That was St. Arnaud on today's show, special guest.
Thanks for having me.